You all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out on this frosty evening. Antoinette, can we get a roll call?
Mr. Cook?
Present.
Mr. D'Andriano?
Here.
Ms. Smith? Here. Mr. Williams?
Here. Somebody actually, Joe, you're up first. We have a presentation tonight from the chairman of the Veterans Memorial Park Advisory Board.
Good evening. My name is Joe Downey. I'm the chairman of the Veterans Memorial Park located on Maple Avenue. I don't have much of a presentation, although I'd like to talk about a few things that we'd like to do at the park this year. One of which is to improve the children's play area. And for starters, tonight I'm going to ask the board to approve some replacement wood chips, the mulch for the for the play area. The insurance policy asks that we have. They suggest that we have around 12 inches depth of wood chips in the drop areas off the swings and at the bottom of the slides and the monkey bars. And over the years, the wood chips decompose a little bit in terms of dirt. So what we're going to do is we're going to scoop out the top maybe 3 inches all the way around, and then in the critical areas we're going to dig down farther so there's a soft landing for if the kids jump off the swing or they fall off the monkey bars, keep them safe. And there is a requirement for playground approved wood chips. And basically what that is splinter resistant wood chips, if there is such a thing. They certify that the wood chips doesn't have any metal in it, and that it's not so sharp as the most stuff that would come right out of the wood chipper. So I got prices from 3 vendors, and the best price that we got was through Ferris over in Danbury. So but as far as the labor goes for doing it, I arranged with the Department of Corrections to have 3 or 4 inmates come over for in the first week of April and dig it out at no charge to us, of course. And they'll be there during the low use hours, and of course it won't be any hardened criminals. It'll be low level offenders that'll be working. They've done work there before, and they did do good work. So we have that project, and I haven't gotten prices together from everybody yet, but we're looking to replace one of the play areas. One of the structures is pretty worn. It's older than the others, than the other one, I should say, and the steps are worn through. The rubber over the metal has delaminated. We priced out sprucing up this one piece of equipment, and we're halfway to the price of a new one. And a new one, the prices vary quite a bit. You can get a unit, a complete play area unit for $13,000, and they go up $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. So what I'm going to do is find the best value, and then present that to the town and the town board and the public, and see what they think, and then we'll at that point decide if we're going to stick with what we have and repair it or replace it. But it'll be a 10 to 15 year structure, so we need to pick the right piece. Another thing that I'd like to do at the park this year is more activities, and one is bingo night. Maybe get some seniors coming out from in our park district is Clover Lake, and people like to come out, and it would be nice to have them come out on like an afternoon or something, play bingo under the pavilion. And it'd be nice if as long as it doesn't interfere with the rentals that we have, it would be real nice if we could offer that at no charge to the seniors. On a special occasion, maybe once a month or once every couple of weeks or something like that. Another thing that we've been talking about at the board meeting, at our park board meeting, is is to have a movie night for teens or for children, and I'm working on getting some prices together on that. Probably what we'd like to do is have a company come in and do it and host it for us, because then we could get to see how it all goes about. But with the equipment and whatnot, they'll bring it all in, and I'm working with Matt at the rec center, and he offered to supply some people, bring some people over that work there for security purpose. Because in the movie it's going to be in the dark and kids running around and whatnot. But hopefully we pick the right movie and they'll be glued to the screen. It'd be a real nice thing to have little activities like this at the park. And I'm thinking on that night, we should have one of our lifeguards on staff just down there at the beach, just in case somebody strays off. Let's see, other things that we're going to do. The Arbor Day. I was here a couple of weeks ago, and I'm getting prices together to do some plantings in front of the caretaker's house, in front of the parking lot, to soften it up between the roadside and the parking lot. And we're be back with some final decisions on that. And like I said last time I was here, putting a specimen tree in, a tree that will be there for a couple of 100 years at the northeast corner of the park we're looking at. And all kinds of stuff. One other idea that I had that I shared with my board, that I'm going to try and get it together, and maybe we'll get some approval for that, is a 1 or 2 mornings a week in the summer to do early morning lap swim. The north end of that pond, the lake, is hardly used, and the water's deep. One board meeting last summer, I got there a little early and took my flip-flops off, and I hopped in and did a little swimming, and it's very nice. It's a very, very nice little lake. It's on this side of town. I think it's the best kept secret, and
Very nice.
that's it. That's a few things that I like to do there this year, and with your approval, with the town's approval.
All right. Any board member have any questions?
Very good, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for bringing forward some new programs too.
Thank you.
I commend you
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, we have some good board members, some that have been there a long time, and some new board members, and just getting some good ideas together. And this year is going to be a great year for us, I think. The caretaker's been doing a wonderful job. Where are we going to get the money for this? We're saving money. We've been saving money with some where a new caretaker's done a lot of, he's pretty handy, so he saved us some money here and there, and we've done the winterizing of the building ourselves. First time with the plumber overseeing the job, showing us how to do it. Second time we have Dennis, the town maintenance man. He came in and did it with Tyler, our caretaker. He closed up, and he'll be back again in the spring in another month or so to unwinterize it. So we're saving money there. This past year, we purchased an aerator. I had gotten prices to have the ball fields aerated, and did the math, and 1 or 2 times, and if we do it ourselves, it's a free aerator. And our caretaker, he did it. He did a great job.
Great.
So, thank you.
Many years ago, my children went to the Patterson Day Camp, and they went at that
Yeah.
park.
I tell you, the lake is really nice. It really, we have the board meeting there every chance that we can, just because it's nice out. We really, and everybody's welcome to come to the board meeting too. Anybody wants to come down, we're usually the 3rd Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. We try to, have it on the night when the town board is not meeting, so that we give the opportunity for the town board members to come down if they like. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Joe.
Okay, would somebody like to make a motion on the reports?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the following reports: code compliance for February, code enforcement for February, dog control officer for February, and Patterson Recreation for February. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the supervisor's report?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the supervisor's report for January. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the minutes?
I'll make a motion that the town board approve the following minutes. Bid opening minutes, highway bids, March 9th, 2018. Bid opening minutes, seasonal lawn maintenance and landscaping, March 9th, 2018. Bid opening minutes, seasonal lawn maintenance and landscaping, Putnam Lake Park District, March 9th, 2018. And the town board meeting minutes of February 14th, 2018. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Someone like to audit the bills?
I will make a motion that the town board approve abstract number 4, dated March 1st, 2018, in the amount of $441,146.26. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. D'Andriano, you're up.
The first item on my agenda is a tax certiorari for Yang LLC. I have resolution for Yang LLC, it's the town of Patterson. The original assessment on the property was $824,200. Reduced assessment to $750,000, so the amount of reduction is $74,200. I'd like to make a motion to move the resolution as written. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, I have budget transfers. I'd like to approve budget transfer request number 5, general repairs, personal services, $1,000 to engineering contractual. So moved. Go on.
Go on.
Then I have budget requests, adjustment request 6 for appropriate fund balance, $5,830 to water admin equipment and capital outlay. Request number 7, fund balance designated capital projects, $20,340.62 to special services, Putnam Lake Harpgate. That is it.
That's it.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item, I have another tax certiorari for Garrawell. There's 2 blocks, 2 sections. Section 23.-1-65, original assessment for $241,600. Reduced assessment $150,000, so the amount of reduction is $91,600. And then lot 36.23-1-64, original assessment for $155,100. Reduced assessment to $130,000, and the amount of the reduction is $25,100. I'd like to make a motion to move the resolution as written. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Anything else, Pete?
That is all I have.
Charles.
Next, we have a motion to approve a part-time person in the planning department, of Susan Melcori at $12 per hour, and Susan will be working Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, effective starting tomorrow. So I will make a motion, the town board approve Susan Melcori at $12 per hour to work in the planning department. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Point of clarification, the hire is effective tomorrow. She's not coming in tomorrow.
All right. When you want to put a select date? Or?
Yeah, it's effective tomorrow. We're good.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I think I said that, but anyhow, moving right along. Next, we have a request from the Patterson Library about using what we call Gym C. That's how we divide up the rec center gym for 2 programs. The possibility of 2 programs. They would only be used in the case of rain or extreme weather. So each event would last about 2 hours and finish within our normal business hours per match or borough. So I will make a motion that the town board approve, if necessary, the use of Gym C by the library and waive the associated fees for that use. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, lawn maintenance. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I have a resolution to approve all seasons property maintenance to do the landscaping of town properties in the amount, low bid amount of $17,980. These properties are everything except for those within the Putnam Lake Park District for the 2018 season. So I'll make a motion that we approve all season property maintenance to handle the town lawn maintenance and landscaping for 2018 in an amount not to exceed $17,980. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Next, we have the seasonal lawn maintenance and landscaping resolution for the Putnam Lake Park District properties. And again, that was some, bid was submitted by All Seasons Property Maintenance in the amount of $8,400. So I'll make a motion that the town board approve the seasonal lawn maintenance and landscaping project for the Putnam Lake Park District and award it to All Seasons Property Maintenance in the amount not to exceed $8,400. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Rogan could not be with us tonight, so I will be taking his agenda. The first item on his agenda is a resolution for the acceptance of bids for materials and services of the Highway Department. I am not going to read this. It includes, well, the resolution lays out the successful bidders in each of the categories. We have crushed stone for Putnam Materials, Bituminous Concrete for Keck Construction, tree work, Laurel Oak Landscaping, wash sand for ice control, and yes, wash sand for ice control, Harlem Valley Sand and Gravel, and diesel fuel Mirabito Energy Products. Anyway, I'd like to ask that this resolution be entered into the minutes as though read. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have a resolution for the establishment of a performance bond for Clancy Properties LLC. The short of it is we are establishing a performance bond in the amount of $41,500 and an inspection fee of $55,800 for Clancy Properties site plan. So again, I'd like to ask that this resolution be entered into the minutes as though read. Can I get a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And town hall computers, we will table until Mr. Rogan is here. We have a number of repairs that we are looking to do at Fox Run. At Fox Run, we manage the water district. We've been having a number of issues with well 2. We've made several improvements trying to correct the issues we are having, but we are going through pump motors out there which are very, very expensive with way too great a frequency. So we are at this point going to be replacing yet another pump motor. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the expenditure of $2,910 to PFBO for the replacement of the pump motor. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we are going to be replacing the well wire that runs from the pump house to the actual wellhead at this point. We believe there is a short in the wire. Regardless, it is run in a very unconventional fashion, which is, in my opinion, not very safe. Dennis Mays, head of our building and maintenance, did solicit 3 quotes. The lowest quote was from Tyndall in the amount of $11,800. So I'd like to approve the expenditure for the replacement of the electric wire to well number 1 and 2 for the amount of $11,800. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, March 2nd and 7th storm. Many of you are aware of the storms we had, if all of you are not, and the difficult challenges that we had with our electric service in the area. Patterson was very fortunate in that, generally we didn't have anywhere near the number of outages that we saw over in, say, Carmel, Kent, or Putnam Valley that was really, really hit hard. Nonetheless, the amount of time that it took NYSEG to effectuate repairs, in my opinion, was way too long. For the most part, the repair crews sat for 2 days doing nothing while NYSEG evaluated the conditions of their wires before they actually started putting crews in the field. They also needed to bring to not only the town of Patterson, but Putnam County crews from as far away as Maine, Canada, and Kansas, just to have enough crews in the area to get the repairs done within a week. It was excessive to me. It was uncalled for. There were a number of other difficulties. Fortunately, the supervisors in Putnam County have been yelling long enough and loud enough now so that we've got the attention of the governor's office and the Public Service Commission. So for those of you who were not aware, we had representatives of the governor's office and the Public Service Commission in the Putnam County Emergency Management Center monitoring everything that did go on. And they were on the daily calls that we, the supervisors and other emergency response personnel, were on for the storm event. I bring this up because I want everybody to know that I've been asked by the governor's office to address them a letter detailing the issues and what I see as the potential corrections that need to be made. First and foremost, when we have a storm, we know what works because we've seen it work many, many years ago. The first thing that NYSEG did was put a truck at every highway garage to go out with the highway departments and open up the roads. That worked very, very well. It got all the roads open so people could get in, get out, emergency personnel could get in where they needed to. I think that is certainly the primary thrust of any storm event. But I also have great reservations about the way NYSEG is staffing their office in this area. I certainly will be bringing up the issue of the lack of personnel that we see in the Brewster Yard and the lack of preventative maintenance that has been ongoing within our community. I hope to send this letter up by the end of next week, so I would ask anybody in the audience or any of our residents, if they have any specific issues, please notify my office so I can include them in the letter, and likewise any board member, if you've got any specific issue you want to see in the letter, please let me know. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Last on my agenda is a personnel issue in executive session. I will defer that to the end of the meeting. Mary, you're up.
I'm up. Okay, the first item on my agenda is recreation requests. We have a recreation request from Mr. Matthew Chabaro regarding counselor and training program for summer camp. I had a few questions that I'm lacking the information for, so I'd like to table this item until Charlie and I can go over and meet with Matt.
And that would be fine. I did get a call back earlier today on some of the issues. They are looking to charge $100 an individual, which is about a 75% of the regular fee, and give them a whistle and a t-shirt.
Sounds good.
So you'll meet with them?
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I still have other questions about supervision and certificates.
No, I
No problem.
Okay?
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Thank you. Okay, second request from Matt Chabaro regarding the recreation center. Matt has announced his program prices for the upcoming activities, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the following fees for the following programs. Edible Creations will be $145 per applicant. Siblings will be reduced to $135 for the program. Pizza Night will be $12 per person. Soccer will be $60 for the program. Tumble Time will be $80. Just Dance will be $70. Adult basketball will be $130 per player. If you're subbing, you'll pay $20 sub fee for that evening. The tag sale, the space rental will be $25 and an additional $10 if you'd like to rent a table. Circuit training and Pilates will be $72 per session, $12 to stop in one day and take a class. Senior fitness will be $20 per monthly session, 2 classes per week, $10 per monthly session, 1 class per week. Winter break and spring break camp fun days will be a $50 daily fee per participant, $45 sibling rate. I'd like to make a motion to approve all of these fees. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the second item on my agenda is a resolution for the Putnam County Real Property Tax Service Contract. The Town of Patterson has received from the Director of Real Property Tax Services of the County of Putnam an agreement. The county proposes to provide real property tax-related services to the town for the 2018 calendar year. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the Putnam County Real Property Tax Service Contract and enter it into the record as read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. What else? Oh, Barrett waiver of fees. Okay.
Before we get into that,
Mhm.
we don't have what we're waiving, fee-wise, dollar-wise.
Yeah.
Should we hold off?
I would prefer not, because we've got an application that is coming into the Zoning Board of Appeals. So everybody's aware of what we're being asked to do here. We have a resident, he's been a lifetime resident. He's been here, when I was a little boy, he was here, William Barrett. And a year or so ago, Chief, 2 years ago, his house burned down on the corner of Route 292.
It was last summer.
Last summer. Yeah. Anyway, he demolished the house and he has now rebuilt the house, but in doing so, he missed the front yard setback that he needed to make by a couple of feet, requiring him to get an area variance. Now, I could tell you it's a single area variance, but I'm not 100% sure. If that was the case, it's $175 plus postage. So what I'm requesting the board do is just waive the fees for the Zoning Board of Appeals application, recognizing, this is a very
Hardship.
difficult hardship for him, trying to rebuild his house that, he lost in the fire.
That's $175?
It should be about $175 plus postage. But,
So good?
yeah, I mean, there may be other application fees in there that I have not been made aware of.
So I'll make a motion to waive all fees associated with 72 Route 292 for the variance for the Zoning Board of Appeals.
That would be great.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, other
We have
business.
this from Joe.
We do have that from Joe. You want to do it? You want me to do it? What do you want to do?
As mentioned earlier by Joe Downey, that to purchase playground certified mulch, Joe got the 3 bids and quotations, whatever. So I'll make a motion that the town board approve awarding the bid to Ferris Mulch in an amount not to exceed $3,360. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone else have any other business? Okay, I have one quick one for you. This is the budget for the Ball League, which we are working with to bring back onto Memorial Field. We've been working with some new individuals out there. We have developed a code of conduct, which is currently under review by everyone, and we now have a budget for 6 and possibly 7 teams.
Yeah, we're looking for a floating 7.
Okay, all right. Hopefully, we're gonna have, the league back on the field this year, but in a little bit more organized fashion, so we don't have the same issues we had last year with the residents. But I wanted to present you all with the budget, which came in a couple of days ago, so you could take a look at it. The Putnam Lake Park Advisory Board has this as well. They'll be looking at it tomorrow, as does Trish. Okay?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Public recognition.
Mike Arcol, I'll start with the Park District. The lawn bids, was that for the beaches and the ball field, or was that just, did we split it?
Nope, that was everything.
8,400 for everything?
Yes.
Okay. The Park District on Saturday, the 24th. If it rains, Sunday, the 25th. From 1 to 2 is going to be the Easter egg hunt for the children, 12 and under. In conjunction, the firehouse is going to borrow the same Easter bunny, so it's continuous for the day, from 9 to 12, whether it's on Saturday or Sunday. We're going to do a pancake breakfast, $6 for adults, $3 for children. Switching just some comments that you made. I don't pay into it, so it really doesn't affect me. But as far as that well wire that you're talking about and everything, have they looked into a power conditioner? It keeps the sine wave current, to be steady.
Are we talking about surge protection?
No,
Or
it's
phase protection?
it's on the phases, so it keeps the condition of the voltage with the alternating current proper. Might be something to look into.
We should have a further conversation about that, Mike. We did 2 years ago install phase protection.
Okay.
We've
There's
got both
there's a
surge
power
and
conditioner that gives, whether it's 12208 and it keeps it constant, so something to look into.
And we did it before the control panel, so it covers everything coming into the building.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Your comments with NYSEG, when I started 20-something years ago, Brewster, Pauling, Mayapack, Bedford, they were all fully crewed and staffed. A couple years ago, after people started retiring, when this new company bought into NYSEG and took over, they, I believe, decimated Pauling and Mayapack. They're just storage facilities. They're trying to run everything out of Brewster. They're cut down to bare bones. So the crews aren't there anymore. I know they do have a shop in Bedford. I don't know what their manpower is like, but they were hurting just as much as Putnam County was when the whole storm came in.
But the rates are going up.
And the rates are going up. And then just speaking on behalf of the firehouse and some state stuff, March 16th to May 4th is the New York State ban on outside burning, so no burning during that period. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
May 14th.
Right, March 16th to May 14th.
Do we have that posted on the website,
The ban on the burning?
the open ban?
We can do that.
There's a minimum fine of $500 for the first offense.
What is it, 3/16 to May 14th?
Matt Spinder, Chief of Patterson Fire Department. Yeah, the open burn ban is in effect until May 14th, and any violator is subject to criminal and civil penalties. Minimum fine is $500 for the first offense. So I know you guys take care usually of issuing the permit,
Correct.
which then gets filed with the 911 center. So you just make sure that goes on the website to inform the residents that there should be no open burning.
Okay, happy to take care of that. Anyone else?
Bruce Major, 166 Somerset Drive. Rich, where are we with the cell tower?
Well, as you're aware, because I believe I sent you a copy, we have now received the RF coverage map. I have asked for a couple of modifications to that map to make it a little bit clearer. I'm waiting for a response on that. Then I intend to take the coverage maps, provide everybody with the coverage maps, which I know you've already gone through for other towers in the immediate area, so everybody has a better idea about the overall coverage that we'll be seeing if, this
Okay.
happens.
And as you know, the balloon was only floated at one site. You had proposed an additional site on the far side of the landfill, and I had also spoke about closer to the road. Now,
We've taken that, I didn't, the original site that we were looking at being on the other side of the landfill has come off the table quite some time ago.
why is that?
Because the former consultant found that they were too concerned with the wetlands, they were too concerned with the access, so we haven't been pursuing that at all. The two sites that we have been looking at are the original site that was down on the southwest side of the maintenance building, and then the alternate site which you had suggested, which was up closer to the road.
Okay. Now, what about, have you looked at other sites further to the west, which would then provide additional service down Farm to Market Road, which doesn't seem to be getting any coverage?
You have something in specific in mind?
I've been told that the landowner who was doing the paintball might be interested in his site, which would be just west of the sites that we're talking about.
Yes. In my 2-year-long conversation with Metro North, they were pretty adamant that they wanted to keep the location of the tower as close to their railroad so that they could have the coverage up and down the railroad tracks. I can ask them if that would suffice, but I would be surprised if they would agree.
Well, I think the issue is coverage more than the actual siting. So if it does in fact provide the coverage that they need, that should be sufficient, I would think. I also understand that there is land that may be available that would be east of Cornwall Hill Road. On the other side of, I guess, is that a county landfill or a state landfill?
There is a Superfund site that has been remediated that is now owned by the county.
Okay. On the far side of that, I understand there's a piece of property. I was speaking to the landowner. They may be interested in providing that. That would also keep it close to the railroad track and yet further away from homes.
You'll have to, if you want to come in and show me where that parcel is.
I will.
I'm not aware of any parcel back there that has access.
Okay. And then the other thing I'd like to bring up, and I just noticed this from the last meeting, is that we've had 6 applications for cell towers. We have 4 of them up. All were handled by the planning board. This one is not being handled by the planning board. At the last town board meeting, the town board is taking over another project that I really think should have been handled by the planning board. And with all the other things that are going on, example, we still have issues that we're resolving with the fire department. We have, as you brought up last week, at the last meeting, the issue with DEC and Putnam Lake relative to the water quality of the pond and the possible need for sewers in that area. So there are a lot of other projects that are coming up that require a lot of time, and so I don't understand why the planning board, or why the town board is taking on responsibilities that have been handled by the planning board in the past, which would make you more available. And another example is the water quality in this town. Clearly at the last meeting, we have at least 2 residents who are upset. I understand they are upset, but it sounds like there are other residents within the town, and including the water quality here, that also needs to be addressed. So I'm concerned that maybe the town board is taking on a lot more than it should, and start using the committees that they have. The planning board's agenda is really fairly light, and I would think that they should be able to handle it. And that's just for thought. I don't need an answer now, but just think about
Well,
it.
I can answer 2 of those. I mean, the first one is the cell tower. The reason it's before the town board, and it has to be before the town board, because it's on town property. The others are not on town property. The other sites you mentioned are not on town property, and therefore we're required to go through a review process by the planning board and obtain site plan approval. This location, because it's on town property, is not required to have any sort of site plan other than that which is decided upon by the town board.
And you have just brought up one of the biggest problems with government. Government says, if it's not ours, you have to follow this procedure. If it is ours, we don't have to follow a procedure. So I understand what you're saying. Yes, you have a right to do that. We look at buildings, you know, we have setbacks on certain buildings. If it's on town property, we don't have to worry about those setbacks. All I'm suggesting in this day and age is that maybe we should take a step back, and maybe government should look to follow the same rules and guidelines that they put on everybody else. But I'll just leave that to you to ponder. I have one last item. In the paper, there's talk about broadband. The town is going to be receiving approximately $31,000 for 132 sites. Has the town been provided with any information relative to the broadband?
I was contacted by the governor's office, who said, congratulations, Mr. Supervisor, you've been awarded a grant in the amount of, at that point, it was $24,000, I believe.
But then there's private money that brings it up to 31,000 and change.
I was not informed of that. I said, great, so you're calling me, what do I need to do to get this money, and then how do I get it to making the service better? Well, we're not actually going to give you the money, it's going, you know, to Comcast. I said, great, so you're calling me so I can work with Comcast and kind of direct it where it's, you know, most needed in my town. Well, no, the state committee will be handling that. So I said,
oh, swell. To that I say swell.
Yes, I said, what's the purpose of the call? Well, just to tell you that we've allocated this money to be used within your town. Thank you very much. There's not much more I can do on that.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Motion to go into executive session?
Motion to go in executive session?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.